#1 sports ticket.
Welcome back, everyone. One of the state's iconic coaches, Frank Crisafi, passed away yesterday at the age of 95. On behalf of all of us here at Fox 61, I'd like to extend our condolences to Coach's sons, Eddie and Fran, and his daughter, Sue. Coach Crisafi earned the respect of everyone, and I mean everyone. He touched the lives of so many, like a former player who went on to become an outstanding football coach in his own right, Al Bagnoli.
He was stern, and you're almost intimidated early on. You are, anyways. At least when you're, freshman and sophomore, because you've heard all those stories, and then you recognize after you leave him a little bit that, hey, he wasn't that bad.
Discipline is the name of the game. I find today, everybody asks me the same question. Coach, you wouldn't last 5 minutes today. Well, that's not true.
He was smart enough. He was organized enough. He was knowledgeable enough that he would adapt and he'd be successful in any era.
In 30 years coaching football, Crisafi's Easties won almost 70% of their games and 10 Housatonic League championships. But basketball was Frank's passion. He finished with a record of 525 wins, 198 losses, with 12 Hoosie titles, 6 state titles, and in 1954, the New England Championship. It was during that period that Crisafi led East Haven to a then record 77-game winning streak.
Sometimes we were 10 points better than the other team just by having that streak. For 77 ball games, I wore the same sport jacket. I would say that I was rather superstitious, but I still had that jacket.
Whether you were the 20-point per game scorer, or whether you were the guy who came off the bench and played a minute or two and had a role, he just wanted us to be the best that we can, the best people we can turn out to be.
It's just been one great experience. Like I've said time and time again, if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't change a page in my book.
The name Luzzy is also synonymous with athletics in East Haven. After Hank Luzzy played multiple sports for Coach Crisafi, he coached under him. Mike Luzzy, who would go on to play football for Carm Koza at Yale, played basketball for Coach Crisafi. Their relationship went back to Mike's childhood.
My history with Coach goes back to when I was 5 years old. That was the first time I was in his football locker room because my dad, not only played for him, but coached there as well. Right. So I got dragged along. When that whistle blew, you listened, and it was, when you were in a huddle, you pierced his eyes with your eyes. And that's the respect that he earned and warranted.
What would come to mind? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Coach Crisafi?
For me, love, without question. I was fortunate enough to get up there last week and grabbed his hand and whispered in his ear and just said, I love you and thank you for everything that you did for me. It impacted my life and my family's life, my father's life. Since my father was 15, we've been part of it. But without question, love and affection were two things that come to my mind with Coach.